I'm pretty sure you heard that. But hello, my friend. I want to first say my apologies for not having a bit of camera videos as of up to now, because I have just gotten to work, and that right there is feral old Pepper Chow right there. That's my second cat that just happened to adopt me as its owner. So you'll hear him in the background wanting his food. So anyway, really I want to send a special message out in this video, since as I stated before in the last video, which was a cooking video, I plan to reinvent the way I've been doing things. And the fact that it's very important to realize why you've been doing the things you've been doing for such a long time, or quite a while. You have to. You simply have to. You have to take the time, and pardon me for the yawning, you have to take the time to really think about what you've been doing after all this time that you've been doing what seems to be a hobby. For me, I've been doing a lot of things. Career-wise, as an author and a teacher, I've been spending a lot more time, in a train of thought. And that goes without saying that, especially during the season, this kind of season right here, we went through so many storms. That it gave me a lot of time to think. And when you're an author, that's all you have. That's pretty much all the time you have to think, when you don't really realize it. So my theme for next year is to reinvent myself. So that means I'm going to do quite a few games that were once in, on XP. That's how I started. That's been my first computer. My beast before that, my Lenovo, was an XP computer. So now that I have 7, I'm gonna redo the whole thing. Some of my older videos, like Sonic 3 and Road Avenger, they're gonna be replayed, as it were, and for better reason, because of quality and just because. I know it's been a rough season for everyone. I am no different. It's been a rough season for me, especially around near the end of the year, because as you can tell, my mom, she's still in the rehab. She's still at rehab, and she won't be back until possibly later next year. The old man, he just got over a shoulder rotatory operation, so it's going to be quite some time for his shoulder to come back to where it was before. Hopefully it's fixed and he don't have to go back to the VA just to go through that shit again. My cousin's out of town, so therefore she'll be back as well in the start of 2015. So I've been doing a lot of things. I've been taking care of the house, making sure that we have something to eat, and of course making sure the bills are paid and whatnot. So it has been quite a thing for me for the last couple of months around this quarter. For me, this quarter has been pretty hectic, but it left me a lot of time to think. Another thing is with my Let's Plays, as you can tell, there hasn't been much of me doing anything out of what I've been doing. As far as I could tell, I've been doing a lot of assorted Let's Plays, off and on and off. And like I said, I'm trying not to get so tired, but the way my scheduling has been, I've been like ripping and running the streets almost like every week. And the only thing I got for myself is this Saint Seiya messenger bag. I got this from Anime Jungle. I ordered it. This is the only thing I got for myself. Aside from Steam Cash for my friends and myself, I really do need to change a few things. I really do need to replace a few things, change a few things. Like, for one, I need to get rid of my old alarm clock because as you can tell, the CD player broke, so I can't play my CDs. So I'm going to have to get a new one. And that one came from Big Lots. I'm surprised, after all this, it just stayed as far as it did. Of course, I'm not turning on the alarm because, honestly, why would I do that? And there's no real need. I also need a new kettle, and probably I will get a new kettle. Aside from the usual things I would need, like ink and such, I probably would look into working on my my little shrine of heroes. Now, I said this in a previous video, but this is a retake because my camera went out on me. That's another thing I'm going to replace. I'm just going to get the same camera I did before, which is a Nikon Coolpix, and you'll actually see the camera that I've used for about three years, maybe 4. I'll actually show you the camera in question, the camera I've been using all this time when I get the new one. But like I said, this season has been rough. It's been rough on all of us. And I don't mean my family. I mean the group. And especially after all this time, the theme for me would be reinventing myself, which is me doing things in a totally different angle, totally different way that I haven't considered myself doing, and that says a lot. Another thing is it's been a rough season, and especially for my friends. It's been particularly tough on Ryu, Nag, Sheena. Big and the rest of the RCO crew. I feel for Big the most though. I have sympathy for him the most though because the stuff he's going through now. I mean, his sister's in the hospital, and he's already pissed enough that he had to work for Thanksgiving. And really, nobody should have to work on Thanksgiving. I mean, Costco. I would rather go to Costco, and if I was in retail, I would gladly go to Costco. So no, we're not gonna let you work on Thanksgiving or Christmas. We're not gonna even let you work on Black Friday. No. I don't know how far it is with Costco, but I would love to go through that. But aside from that, I feel for him, really, I do, because it's bad enough you have to work on a day in which you're supposed to be home with your family and you shouldn't have to be out doing 8 hours just for an extra paycheck. I mean, if you really do need it, yeah, consider it like extra credit. You can do it, but it shouldn't be mandatory. It should be optional. I think the problem with today's world is too much greed. Yeah, too much greed. And it really is a shame that there's too much greed, too much corruption, too much of anything these days. Even online, it's just too much. Like, you got overused memes, and you got people who do Let's Plays, and they're pretty much the same damn thing you've seen over and over. There's a lack of originality and such. It's like, we're drones. We're gonna do the same game, but do it this way because we want it to be popular. We want this. We want views. We want this. Instead of playing the game as is. On my channel, you know how I am. And I'm sorry to say this, but I don't do this to entertain you. I don't. I do Let's Plays because I enjoy it. I have stories behind certain games. I mean, if you find it enjoyable that I do entertain you in some form, for those who do find what I do worth their time, thank you. Because these days, as an author and a teacher and a homemaker, and I find the time to be a gamer. Sort of profession. I'm a jack of all trades of some sort. Even though my avatar on YouTube shows me as the King of Hearts of the God Gundam, it's not all that easy. I mean, really, it really isn't that easy. And like I said, especially when you're trying to hold down a job, I technically feel for my friends who do have to work crazy hours. Whether they got graveyard shift, and even a worse type. And as you go, right there, that's if I haven't shown you this fat cat, which is not Misaki, that's feral or Pepperell Child. I like to call him that. Feral Pepperell Child. Just because of the way he looks. He looks so feral. But back to what I was saying before. No, really, I feel for my friends. I sympathize with them, really. Because they come home so tired or wired, depending on how the day has treated them. Days have sort of and sort of not been kind. You get one of those days, And really, it's not that easy. Because, you come home, you want to catch your breath, and then you want to be around your buddies, and yet you're on a time limit. And being on a time limit is not easy in the very least. Because most people when are on a time limit, you can only say so much, and then after that, oh, time's up, I gotta go. Sometimes it's like that, and sometimes people just don't see the preciousness of time. You want to spend as much time as you can with your friends and your family. That's important, and that you have to work the very next day, that's also important, but it shouldn't be as important as the time needed to spend with your friends and family. So, this is gonna be my first Christmas alone without my mom. I'm probably going to see her maybe tomorrow, I think. Because since my brother's coming over, I'm pretty much going to say, let's go see Mom. I'm possibly going to go to the store, pick up a few more items. Probably get some more juice. I'm definitely going to get more juice. More soda. And this is the soda I use for the ham. Cherry Coke. Blaze. Fruit juice and a little bit of rub. Don't use the rub during this, but use the after. Slow roasted. Slow roasted honey. I know I'm making people hungry, but... Oh yeah, by the way, I'm also a cook too. But, it's been rough. It's been hard on all of us. I've been trying to find the energy to pre-record some stuff for 2015. Namely, my first two Let's Plays are going to be thrown into the rotation of what I'm still working on. So, Wild Arms and Lunar Silver Star Story Complete are going to be in the rotation. And I'm going to have them up during the first couple of weeks around January. Now, I know what you're thinking. Usually I would have a game like Lunar in April, because April is my birth month. So usually I would do something like that, but I have something different planned for April. And it's a game on Steam that Ryu sent me, and I'm going to play it. And what does that mean for February? February, of course, I'm going to do something that might interest you. Something that will make you feel so much better as a guy or a girl, depending on how you see it, and who you are. That's going to be something, and I'm not going to spoil it, because some of my people on Skype know what it is. Others don't know, so don't spoil it for them. Thank you. Oh, by the way, yes, it's going to be my new look from now on, the goatee, because usually, my beard usually just grows out like crazy after the first initial week. So, instead of me usually just taking all of it off, I only did my own stash, so my stash will go back the way it should be. Not too thick and not too full. It's just gonna go back the way it should be. But yeah, from now on, this is gonna be my new look. I'm going to sport a goatee. That's something. That's part of my reinventing. So yeah, a lot of things I plan to do is, for the most part, get a new wardrobe, be more otaku related, I should say. I don't know why I say otaku, it's otaku. But it's gonna be more otaku related. I'm gonna have, pretty much more nerd, less swag wear, that sort of thing. I'm still gonna have clothes to wear to work or to work or for work, but not as much as, when, being casual. For me, I like being casual more than I like being formal. Formal, I just feel uncomfortable, but being casual, I can be as I am. So that's one thing. A lot that is on my mind, though, and I'm trying to remember it from recalling what I said a few minutes before I made this video, because I made a video prior to that, and it wasn't a cooking video. It was a video prior to that in which I had to delete because I heard the tape just pop off, and I just basically changed the batteries. But as I stated before, this video is probably going to be the last video I make on this camera. It doesn't mean I'm not going to make another update video. It's just you're not going to see another camera video until possibly after I get a new one. So amongst what I'm doing right now, I thought I would share with you what I've been doing. Also, and if I forget, please forgive me. Like I've told you, I've been working a lot on my Let's Plays. I've been finding time to do things differently. Notice a few little inklings that I hadn't noticed before when I normally play a game. So, for those who are looking forward to Wild Arms and Lunar, the remake, and I mentioned this before, but I don't see myself doing Silver Star Harmony. I just don't. A reason why is because it is practically the same game, even though there are a few things different. It is practically a remake of Lunar Silver Star Story Complete, even though all they did was just add a few things like a prologue, dungeons, dungeon layouts and whatnot. I know there's a difference. Just I don't feel it's the same as playing the PS1 version. PSP version is good, but the PS1 version is far superior, as well as how story is, character development, and just the feeling you get after playing it. You feel like your soul has been liberated or something like that. I'm just going to put it like that. You feel like a part of you has been liberated, because you will feel like something has just been awakened inside you and you hadn't seen it in a long time, like in old friends. Like you haven't seen an old friend in a long time, so therefore it's going to be quite a feeling. And I, for one, I'm going to enjoy that. I really am going to enjoy it. I mean, that's the one thing I'm just going to do throughout this whole entire year that's upcoming in about, say, 2 weeks, a week and a half. Yeah, a week and a half. I'm just going to just go back to a time in which I didn't really care much about such a thing as subs and subscribers and views and everything. I'm just going to play the game as is, share my thoughts about it, and like I said, you know, if I'm not here to entertain, but if you find me entertaining, well, I'm happy to oblige. Otherwise, I'm just one guy playing a game and sharing my thoughts on it. Thus, it makes me a Let's Player. And I can care less about those who hate me, because I don't see myself as perfect. I just see myself as just one guy playing games and, you know, just being myself. I'm just being myself in every video. I'm reading text in character, and, you know, I enjoy it. I enjoy, you know, being in combat. I enjoy, you know, the fact that, you know, all these observations that I'm just going through, it is, you know, rather something. Because live observations are better than just post-scripted observations. And that much I can say is true. But, you know, you know, as we come to an end to this year, I want to say that as we go into the next year, which will be next week, we should all take an effort to reevaluate ourselves and reinvent the parts of us that makes us who we are. We should focus more on having fun and enjoying the good life instead of trying to get stressed every time we leave from our separated paths in life, and as we come home and we come online, we're all pissy and whatnot. No, when you come online, leave all that mess behind. You don't need it. You don't need all the drama. You don't need the unnecessary stress, the depression. You don't need none of that build-up. Because let me tell you something. Stress kills. Stupidity does kill as well, but stress kills you even more because you allow it to happen to you. Because, you know, you wish you could do more. And I'm like that. I wish I could do more, but the reality of it is I can only do what I can.